Nobody likes onions. The show everyone loves to hate.
Everybody, welcome to The Onion. It's a satirical website. We post articles. We've been around since the early 70s. Funny story, we actually got our start on a small liberal arts college campus. JK, I was doing, that was my Halloween costume. I was an NPR guy. Happy Halloween. I think I'm ill. We did a show last night. It'll be up soon. We're a couple shows behind. Fighting with YouTube every day about, they think I shouldn't be able to talk about banging kids. Lots of rules these days on these internets. Lack of a costume is a bit of a disappointment. Oh, Landry Miller is here. Is that a real guy? Jesus Christ. So we were going to do the after show last night. The internet goes out immediate. I think I did broadcast for a few seconds. Internet drops. The minute I post on all social media that we can't do a show, the internet's out. I pack everything down here. I save the show. Lights out, everything like that. I'm walking out of the room. The internet comes back on. And at that point, my pants are halfway off. Did you make your famous candied razor blades? No, but I did tweet this. I'm just giving out Traeger hickory pellets. And their kids are really confused. They're like, do we eat these? I'm like, your dad will know what to do with them. Because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't frankly want to know a guy who doesn't know how to use a pellet grill. A bit of an embarrassment myself the other day. So I'm having a big Thanksgiving meal, family, and I want to do the turkey on the smoker. Never done a turkey, and I'm doing boneless breasts. So I order like 12-pound boneless breasts, and I get a backup, and I want to do a dry run, if you will. I want to make sure I don't ruin Thanksgiving. Now, I don't think I'm incompetent. I don't think anything I do will be awful. Boy, was I wrong. I did a brine recipe that called for 2 cups of salt in a gallon of water. Everything I've seen is anywhere from half a cup to a cup on every other recipe. So I do this overnight, maybe 15, 18 hours. I don't know. Throw this motherfucker on the smoker. Nice 5-hour low and slow smoke. deep. I mean, 1/2 inch smoke ring on this thing. Great. Cut into it. Bring it up on the grill to about 155. Pull it off. Let it cook. Basting it with butter a couple times during the cook. Mostly didn't need to. My other mistake was instead of making a specific rub for turkey, and this is a delicate meat, you want to really taste the smoke. You don't want to go too heavy. I threw my brisket rub on there. Onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, a little celery maybe. This thing comes out so motherfucking salty. Salty from the brine. Salty for sure from the rub. So I want to do a rub. Next time I do a rub, maximum cup of salt in a gallon of water. Maybe a little less. I did some brown sugar. I did some lemons, rosemary, thyme, whole peppercorns. The brine came out great. It was just too salty. I gotta back that salt down. And then when you do the rub on the turkey, I think I go coarse pepper, moderate coarse pepper. If you want to do a little rosemary, sage, thyme type deal, go for it. And if you want to do a dash of salt on that, go for it. But I really don't think you need it. Let the brine do the salting of the meat. Salute, everybody. Welcome to the after show. That is just a show. And then the after show is going to be for members only. And today I said, I'll just make this public for everybody. It's Halloween. You can hang out. People in the chat saying, what is horse pepper? Coarse pepper. Like a 16 mesh, 12 mesh. You don't want that fine table pepper. You don't want that dust. People don't understand. They go like, I don't like a lot of pepper. It's like if you're smoking meat for a long time, it takes the edge off that pepper. It takes the bite off that pepper. So you won't get. Don't go crazy with it. On a brisket, you can go really thick, almost black with pepper all over the brisket. By the time that smokes for 12 hours, all that pepper loses its bite. You're not getting that, not all of it, of course, but like you're not getting that harsh tons of black pepper kind of thing. People are saying not showing up as Thai is a missed opportunity. I don't have the makeup. I don't have the thinness, the bone structure. Internet dropped out. I've used this excuse thousands of times with the ladies. As if you've had thousands of opportunities with ladies. We're on the got him. Confirmed. What grit would it be if you were using sandpaper? We're talking 80 or 120 grit. I mean, the pepper, I don't think they make a sandpaper how coarse you want this to be. I mean, 80 grit is still pretty small pepper. You want this thick. Another thing people don't know about smoking, I'm really into meats and how they sweat. And I'll let you know the mistakes I've made. I might start a barbecue tube. And I'll show you how I do. I'm telling you, if you want to get into smoking, get a pellet grill. It's like the best beginner step to smoking. And then once you understand it, you can start using real wood and charcoal and stuff inside your pellet grill to get better flavor and more rich, robust smokiness like you would from a big offset wood burning smoker. Cracked peppercorns. Yeah, pretty much. Get whole black peppercorns, put them in one of those Ziploc bags, and just crush them with like a rolling pin or a hammer. You want it really coarse. Sorry, that is just the melanoma. Because so how it works, you want your barbecue to be, you want your meat to be very aerodynamic, smooth and round almost in every aspect. You don't want any loose pieces hanging off. You don't want any thin pieces hanging off, corners. We're gonna cook this meat for sometimes 17 hours. So all these little thin ends and corners and stuff will burn up, and you'll lose that. So by rounding it out, by making sure it's uniform and aerodynamic, which sounds crazy, but you want the smoke to flow over this thing. You want smoke to flow over this thing for hours, and the moisture and the rub on the skin is grabbing that smoke and pulling it into the meat. That's how you get that smoke right. Okay? So you want your meat cold. Colder meat is going to grab more smoke. When the surface is glistening and a little wet, you're going to grab more smoke. And when you have coarser pepper on the skin, and put the pepper on before you put any other of your rub stuff on. Because a lot of times you put these smaller particles on. People put Lowry's seasoned salt. They put garlic powder, onion powder, all that kind of stuff. Which is fine if you want to have that in your rub. And a lot of these rubs have all that stuff. But then when you put the coarse black pepper on after that, it'll bounce off because all those smaller, finer particles have gotten into the cracks of the barbecue. So put your coarse black pepper on first so it sticks better. I don't like a binder for people before they ask. A lot of people, a binder, they'll rub this, they'll rub it down with mustard, they'll rub it down with mayo, they'll rub it down with olive oil. And this will help the rub, whatever you put on there, salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever, stick better. Now, the way I do it, I first of all, I think if you slather this thing in mustard and put a little mustard barrier around it, you're going to prevent smoke from getting in. Just in my opinion. My theory. By my theory. Now, that may not be true. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like a good idea. Some people swear by it. But yeah, I got brisket down. I got pulled pork down. I'm getting better at ribs. I'm not great at ribs. Meats with Melton. Yeah. Backyard barbecuing with the M-Dog. So like cracked peppercorns, just enough to release the oil. Yeah, like if you could have a peppercorn cracked into 4 to 8 pieces, that'd be great. You want it real chunky. And by the way, you'll get some finer particles in there as well. And you'll have some coarser particles. Get it to how you like it. Don't be ridiculous, But you do want it thicker than probably anything you're used to. It's just to create a bark on the outside of that brisket. So you want it to be thick, and it's going to help form that crust. Yesterday, politics, today, meats. Very thematic show. Yeah, I mean, most of this show is going to be about Ty Rivera, just so you know. I'm calling it now. The boy is moving. Mark my words. I've been telling you this and promising you this for over a year. Somebody can probably find on the Overdose where, by the way, the turkey completely safe. Don't worry about it. This salty turkey, cubed it up, and made turkey noodle soup. So with just some broth, unsalted, unseasoned, all that, pretty much the rub. It was brisket rub. So it had garlic, it had onion, it had paprika, had salt, it had pepper. So especially overnight, you let all that saltiness and flavor that seep out into the soup. You just throw in vegetables, you throw in your carrot, you throw in your celery, you throw in your noodles. And you have turkey noodle soup. It's amazing. Saved. But that's just what we're doing over here at The Onion. You'll find a lot of shows just dishing out hate. Okay? Great. Anybody can do that. I'm giving you practical barbecue advice, helpful tips. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to The Overdose. The best way to not miss anything this show is doing, and we're about to start doing a lot, is to join The Overdose. And if you use promo code SUBTOBER, and this will continue to work in November, don't tell them I told you, you'll save $1 on your membership, on your monthly Overdose membership. Of course, you can join annually and save a bundle. But this is the best way to support the show. I'm not over here doing Blue Apron ads and stuff. I give you the straight dish. We do the real talk. We do the real stuff. Join the Overdose. It's the best way to support the show. I really, really appreciate it. We can't do this without you. I ask a lot, and I know it just blows over people's heads. They let it go. But this is important. Like I really can't do this unless enough people pay the bills. Now, it's always worked out. It always will work out. You guys are great. But that's what we're doing. And also, starting tomorrow morning, my twice-a-week morning show will be beginning. Nobody Likes Onions, the return of PM in the AM, Melton in the morning. Okay, guys? Exclusively streaming over on Rockfin. You have to be a member over on Rockfin. 9 a.m. Pacific will be streaming Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, going forward until I get tired of doing it. It's going to be a real-time news show. We're going to look at the hottest news topics of the day. If you don't like the political talk, good. Stay away. If you don't want to talk conspiracies, stay away. What are those Jews up to? If you don't want to talk, if you don't want to get into Elon Musk and his Twitter factory, stay away. If you don't want to talk about music and go into deep dives on who was the best drummer, okay, it's going to be a fun, light, laughing morning show. You're going to be able to put it on at work at a reasonable volume. Anybody get it? And you're going to like it. Over on Rockfin, starting tomorrow, PM in the AM, P Melton in the morning. Search Nobody Likes Onions over on Rockfin. Follow us on there. Subscribe. And, of course, you're in the Overdose. Don't worry. That'll come to your feed, as everything else does. So, number one, join the Overdose if you only have a limited amount of dollars. Patrick, I can't pay my rent. I'm not going to give you the Overdose money. It's like, how much do you have? I always tell people this. How much do you have? I only have $400 to my name. I can't even buy my kids food. You know what you can buy? 40 months of Overdose. 40 months of Overdose, okay? And you know what? When you listen to the Overdose, you laugh. It releases endorphins, dopamine. Your reward system goes through the roofs. All the roofs. And you'll be happy. You'll do well in job interviews. You'll pick yourselves up. You'll get up off your feet. And does that mean I can see more Casper the Ghost? I'm so glad I'm so glad you asked. It's about time we do one of our favorite segments. And of course, there couldn't be a scarier night to do it on. Oh God, what? Somebody said new platform, check lots of politics. Is this just Josh Denny dressed up as Patrick for Halloween? Josh Denny's on this platform. That's kind of why I'm on it and want to do it. Wouldn't it be funny to get more followers and participation than him over there? He hasn't posted anything in months. It should be easy to do. Let's get going on it over there, okay? Find me on Rockfin. Get in on this. I heard all the members are invited to your house for an end of the year barbecue. Is that true? I am going to have a Super Bowl party. Hit me up if you're a nice enough man. Landry, don't fucking bother. Are you going to get a Seymour Casper, ladies and gentlemen? Tweets I seen. This couldn't be more spooky if you asked for it, ladies and gentlemen. Tweets I seen. Can I see more Casper? He said. Oh, sweetie. Okay, what you're looking at is a Vegas comedian named Kitty Pineapple. And what you're looking at here is Casper the Comic. I'm not kidding. This is real. This is happening. Oh, sorry about that. This is Casper the Comic. Dressed up as Kitty Pineapple for Halloween. Now, I guess they're friends. You'd have to be to do this, and then they're taking a photo together. I guess it's as close as you can look to her without going either offensive or too far. But I gotta be honest, it makes me uncomfortable to look at. So that is real. And as if it's not enough, here's one of them on stage in a skirt. And you know, a lot of shows brush by things like this. They don't look at things to the detail that I look at them. They don't have the vigilance to scope out what's presented to them by the universe for clues. So when I see a photo of Casper like this, it can be jarring, as it probably is to most people. They see this, they go, ah. You know, first of all, Kitty Pineapple is a transvest Hawaiian lady. And, you know, is it offensive as a dude to dress up as a woman who biologically is a dude? Or is this dead on? You know what I mean? Is this the best, most accurate Halloween costume ever? We may never know because we don't know Kitty Pineapple's dick and ball situation. She seems fun. We should get her on to talk about her twig and berries, you know? You know what I was thinking too? I've told everybody I do expect gifts. Patrick at nobodylikesonions.com. Patrick at nobodylikesonions.com. My birthday's November 11th, Veterans Day. You have 11 more days. Amazon gift cards, cash. We have a P.O. box. It's on the website. Have anything delivered there. You can have flowers delivered there. I don't give a shit. Anything you want, UPS, FedEx, whatever. You can have it delivered to our P.O. box. We've had people send us pubic hair. I don't give a shit. You send it in, I'll open it. I'll lick it. We'll put it on the show. Send in what you and your mom sit around at home instead of you going out on dates and make homemade small batch honey. Great. Send me a jar. Tighten the lid first. Okay. I want your weird stuff. Send it in to Nobody Likes Onions. We pay hundreds of dollars a year for a P.O. box. The least you could do is send it. And by the way, it's not even near me. I got to drive over to where I used to live to go get it. How about you barbecue whatever we mail you on the smoker? I would love that. If people would send me meats from companies, I will make videos barbecuing. That's 100% a deal. 100% a deal. I'm not even kidding. That'd be a great show. Will It Smoke? With Patrick, the M-Dog. That's for me. Melton. And, yeah, that's actually really good. I'd like to really, really explore that concept with you, and I'd like you to be an executive producer on my will. Again, it does blow my tits almost in two when I think about how there are 19 of you watching now, down to 17. 18. Okay, I can do that all day. 18 of you watching, and nobody will hit the like button. Like, hit the like button. I'm telling you, we're a small channel. We're trying to grow. I don't even know what an algorithm is. But I'll tell you this, we're better than anything Landry Miller's ever done. Talk Show Incorporated, what even is that? Do we need to Google? Do we need to look it up? Just him and his friends sitting around in an open garage door theater, vaping while they pontificate about how to write a sketch that references Shakespeare more than last week. Get your heads out of your asses, clowns. We're coming for you. Okay, none of that makes any sense. And the weed I have is good. We're smoking Jack Herrera tonight with a little bit of bong remnants of the Ego Checker, which I'm highly allergic to. It's already affected my raspiness. I feel like I'm not as, colloquial with you people. Okay. We're doing great. I feel great. Anyway, this is Casper. That's what he did as a bit. So he's very comfortable on the scene here. So that's cool. Send you Canadian maple syrup. Yeah. Oh, and what I was going to say is what I'd really like for my birthday, if you want to send something really nice to the P.O. Box. And look, I don't beg off it. I really don't like to make a big deal out of my birthday. I like a quiet night at home. At best, I'll go out to dinner. I'll usually go out to a nice steakhouse, treat myself to something nice. But, it's about time I'll be 43. The show is creeping up on 20 years going. I could be dead at any minute. Do you even appreciate me? We're getting into the point now where my birthdays could be the last birthday. And do you want to be the one to say, I didn't get him anything? I didn't even care. I didn't miss him when he was here. The website's shut down now. The Overdose archives are gone. I can't go back and listen to all the fun, all the laughter, all the weird times. And yeah, you won't be able to. You won't be able to. Okay, it's sad. And I'll be not in heaven, but wherever you go, that Amtrak waiting room in the sky. And I'll be sitting there going through my like a wedding after everybody leaves. the next day and you're loading all your gifts into the car. And I'll look around and I'll go, huh? Nothing from. It's like, wow. Nothing from. Really? And then you find out how many people love you, for real. I don't want to be sad. Let's not bring it down. Back to the slideshow. We got more tweets I've seen. Checking in with Angie Crum. If anyone is interested in doing some quick voiceover work over their phone, records once a month and pays, please text this number. It's not phone sex. LOL. Now, the joke here, make no mistake, why Angie Crum has to say it's not phone sex. LOL. Two reasons. Twofold, really. Number one, she is a basic bitch. If there's a low-hanging fruit joke, I would duck because you're going to get hit by this bitch's arms swinging to get it. She will write the most basic, simple joke available to her. Now, second of all, the reason she has to say something like, it's not phone sex, LOL, it's because usually with her it is, All this bitch does is describe her pussy and fucking and sex. And then she posts beneath it. I posted this offer the other day, and they are very happy with the responses. Now they need South American and Middle Eastern accents, so more hacky garbage. Let me tell you what this is. This is almost certainly iHeartRadio. They recruit comedians. The reason they have to constantly do this and the churn is so high for this kind of garbage is because they have to constantly recruit comedians because they quit because this is such a shitty, stupid gig. This is iHeartRadio, most likely. Terrestrial radio stations. They want people to call in and pretend to be real callers. This is fake hack morning show radio at its core. Like the tropes you think of. Hey, but like literally how like Larry the Cable Guy and shit got started. Like, hey, buddy, I'm calling it. How Adam Carolla got started, pretending to be a woodshop teacher from Michigan. It's like, this is fucking hack garbage. It used to pay $50 a gig, now it pays $25. Ask me how I know. I've been asked to do this a million times. I've never done it. I'd rather die than someone find out I was doing this. I'm just kidding. If you know the number to text, get at me. So yeah, a lot of comics do this. If you've been in the business for any amount of time, you know comics who do this. I'm not knocking it, but it's crazy. I don't know what she's getting out of recruiting all these people, but that's okay. She also posted this. She said, I'm going out to this show tonight to support female comics. So in her spare time, show she's not on, she's going out to see Gabby Giggles, Jew Parks, Naomi Starr, Jaguar Sky, and Summer Sinclair. They're all black. No, one is actually white. Summer Sinclair. Hosted by Super Fox, special guest, and Popeye the comedian. Wow. We also have a weird flex. We're going to talk about this on a regular show. Remember, this is still a bonus just for the peeps. Trouble in Vegas. Mr. Let the bodies hit the floor. Posted photos of like a giant empty ballroom full of tables saying like, we about to change the game. So it looks like he's about to open a comedy club. What do we have the over under on that? 6 months? That's going to be a garbage fire. 100% dog. An oldie but a goodie, our buddy Nick Starr added things to my post-divorce fridge. This guy's 2 or 3 marriages now down the drain. Problem is, most of these are now people I filed restraining orders or criminal charges against, might need to reboot. And then you just see the most insane fridge full of like hotel keys, weird magnets a mom might collect, ambiguous HIV results from tests, card. Like, this is a manic nut. So this guy's becoming really active lately. He might be interesting. I don't know if he's in the show. He's in the chat. Sometimes he's nuts, man. We got a real loon on our hands with this guy. LA Comedy Club. I was wrong. I said, all they do is post purple pictures. It's embarrassing. You have one of the nicest rooms. Figure out white balance. Figure out exposure. Dial it in. And I said, I'll be the asshole, but watch, in a month or two, they'll have it all figured out. Nope, still just purple garbage. I'd be so embarrassed for this to be the representation of my club that I had to post up. Like, are you guys colorblind? Must have been another fun comedy theme night where you could leave your jokes at home. And last but not least, our buddy Josh Denny posted yesterday. Drip Daddies of McHenry, Illinois. The past 2 weeks have been insane. Stay tuned. Now, what's happened in the past 2 weeks? In the past 2 weeks, he's done 2 shows. One in Chicago, one in New York. So in 2 weeks, he's done 2 shows. And this is the closest Josh Denny has ever gotten to touring. And he's hanging out. When you hang out with a guy that used to be big shit, if you're a dumb, low IQ guy, you still get impressed by that. You let your nostalgic feelings of respect and admiration cloud your judgment about what a fucking clown they've become. So you see Josh Denny sitting here in the fattest condition we've seen him in a long time. You might say, Patrick, I can't see. Let's zoom in. So you got Anthony Cumia over here on the left, dressing age appropriate. This is what a man should look like in his 50s or 60s or whatever he is. You have Josh Denny in a tracksuit. And a guy, probably one of those, how Anthony Cumia and Gavin were making fun of Josh Denny for constantly bringing losers around and hanging out with them? Look, this guy's in a tracksuit too. It's probably one of Josh's friends that he brought to the meetup. No, it'll be cool. You'll get to hang out with Ant. You guys can just do beer. Look at this table. There's 3 people here. There's 19 empty beers on the table. And Josh Denny in a turquoise tracksuit with a fat pattern shirt with the roundest face I've seen on him in a while. Can we get closer? Yeah, we can. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with when we talk about Josh Denny this day and age. And Josh doesn't drink, so this guy and Anthony Cumia have pounded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beers between them both. Josh is painted into a shirt with gummy bears on it. Round-faced as ever, glasses about to pop the springs out of the sides. Just draped in velvet like George Costanza. Josh definitely ate that entire pizza by himself. Ginormous Josh. Oh, I didn't even notice the pizza. Good call. Fucking hell. Yeah, bro. Just me and my weird Mexico. Who is this guy? What a weird looking dude. Anyway, poor Kumia. The only one who looks normal, dressed normal, chilling. What's Josh wearing? Pumas? New Balances? And just having an iced tea? What is that? A Fresca? Ooh. What is on his shirt? I was joking. Is that really gummy bears? I was 100% kidding. But if that's really gummy bears, that's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. Just a lucky guess. I thought of something dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, our main event tonight. Ty. Jesus. Rivera. Oh boy. Ty's video posting has slowed down significantly. His last story only has 106 views. He hasn't posted a video in 4 days. The last one before that was 11 days. And then we go back weeks. Nothing's catching anymore. His last video, 800 views. And this video is called Why I Left the Owner of LA Comedy Club Hanging at Skankfest. Now, I did hear this. The night that it happened, right after it happened, I ran into Brant Tobler. And Brant told me that he had ran into Matt Chavez. And Matt Chavez told him that he tried to shake Ty Rivera's hand and Ty wouldn't shake his hand. Now, that's very funny. And now Ty's going to use it as some sort of weird flex. This is an hour-long show. We are going to watch it all. It's not just about him leaving this guy hanging. As usual, it's edited heavily. As usual, Ty is manic as fuck. As usual, I'm begging for your likes. And as usual, I'm telling you, watch for the warning signs and the words in this video to see it coming for yourself. Ty Rivera is leaving Las Vegas. The well is dry. I've won. I've made this man so self-conscious. I've made him open up the shades of his shitty studio, fly-infested apartment. They get in through the air conditioner. I've made this man look in the mirror. He doesn't like what he sees, and the only move he has is to run, juke, and run. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Rivera melting down in a very prescient way, I believe.
I feel like there's some stuff I should get off my chest. Take your alligator beige.
Remember, we are at the time of year his sister, the anniversary of his sister's death of 20 years ago. He still calls her when he's confused that she's still alive. He still dials her to see if she's there. So we're dealing with a very mentally ill man. It's a depressing time of the year for him. He is alone. He does fill his life with meaningless garbage sex. So yeah, let's see what happens here.
Everything bothers him.
He's unbothered.
He calls it unbothered, but that's what's cute because everything bothers him. He's bothered. I'm a botherina.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Unbothered by Ty Rivera. That's right, it's Unbothered by Ty Rivera. I'm your host, Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. My co-host, Snoopy Bijou, is currently enjoying a Whimsy's alligator. That's right, she's actually enjoying her Whimsy's alligator. Apparently today, she's in a Whimsy's kind of mood. Some days she's not. We've discussed this before. Anyway,
everything on your show we've discussed before, you loon.
Bothered by Ty Rivera, but we still give him a shout out and we still put our Amazon affiliates link for Whimsy's Alligators down below in the description box. If you want a treat,
Yeah, and Landry, go to, if you want to get caught up on the appearance of Ty Rivera, go to my YouTube channel, Patrick Melton, not Nobody Likes Onions, and watch the stand-up bit I recently posted about Ty Rivera. It's just called Nuts on the Las Vegas Comedy Scene. Tattoos over his eyes, piercings you won't fucking believe. He was doing an interview recently lying about his age on camera, and one of his piercings fell out on the table and just went clank, 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 bouncing around the table. It's nuts. And by the way, that's a great reason you should join the Overdose, because you get access to all that stuff and every show we've done back to 2005. Thousands of hours of content, and more importantly, support the show. Thank you very much. And if you're watching this live, you're going to get to see the whole show tonight. But at some point, we are going to be cutting out. If you're watching this later on YouTube, you're only going to get about the first 30 minutes or so. Now, we've already done 45, so that is a lie, what I just said. So maybe you'll get 10 or 15 minutes of this Thai stuff. Then it'll cut out, there'll be a big laugh. It'll cut out to you and say, want to join the Overdose? But if you're watching live, don't worry. We got you. Pull up a mug of weird, I don't even know, I don't even know what to say to describe a guy like this. Like, where do you even begin? Like, if you were behind the counter at a store and this guy walked in, you'd be a little scared. I assume this guy's story arc would have slowed down by now, but no, he's only escalated and doubled down entirely. This is wild. I want to stop doing it. People don't believe me. They're like, Patrick, your well is dry. If you weren't doing Ty Rivera stuff, you would have nothing. You have to do Ty. You have to cover Ty. I have so many more nuts to point you towards. Okay? Did you know this is the 6th anniversary to Butch Bradley stealing $1,200 from me? Not bitter, but it is a fact. No, Butch Bradley's a great guy. We're coming for you. No, okay. We have so many more people. So believe me, we can't stop. And by the way, he's gonna leave Vegas, and it's gonna be sad. And a lot of people think like, well, when he leaves Vegas, maybe he'll be able to finally slow down, enjoy life, move on. And let go of Ty Rivera, Patrick. It seems like an obsession. I can't explain to you how stable I am. I'm so good. I'm so happy. You got to find a passion in life. You got to entertain your day. You're here for a little bit of time. You got to find something that really makes you laugh down here in your core, in the seat of your emotions. And if you can't do that with Ty Rivera, I don't know what you can do it with. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to watch a little Ty Rivera. We're going to have a little laugh. But I can't explain to you enough how when he moves to a new city, I shall not be able to let it go. Imagine walking here. Let me just paint you a picture. Imagine walking into the best movie you've ever seen. The best movie you've ever seen. And you are halfway finished with it, okay? Now, we've got to see a lot. In 2 years, we've got to watch him get kicked out of every club in town, dismantle countless personal relationships, and prove himself unstable in a court of law, offend and be offended It's been a wild, wild ride. His face, go back and look what he looked like on his YouTube 2 years ago. Tell me I might not have physically put those marks into his skin, but I guarantee you I was the psychological jackhammer behind that fucking disfiguration to his dermis. Now, will that hold up in court? No. I can prove a history of psychological insanity way before he ever met me. Okay? So this is a man who is, I would argue pathologically triggered by the world, perpetually a victim, while also shaming and chastising victims, He loves ridiculing people and wagging his finger. So very weird character. Let's watch him in this tiny, tiny studio apartment. Oh God. Is it sad? Just his one light, his ring light. And by the way, if you haven't seen our new merch, it's just launched today. Head over to nobodylikesonions.com/store. Use promo code SPOOKY. Save 10% off an order anytime this week. SPOOKY. It's not racist. All new merch launched today. Tons of new stuff. It's all great. It's all on point. It's for the winter. You asked for flex fit hats. There's flex fit hats. You asked for beanies. There's beanies. Long sleeve tees. Short sleeve tees. Hoodies. The best hoodie we've ever made. It's very expensive. I apologize. I could have made a $30 champion hoodie. Piece of shit. Costs are through the roofs. If I could explain to you how much ring spun cotton is, whew. Okay. But it's a $60 hoodie. Okay. So it is an expensive hoodie. Again, 10% off your order today. Promo code SPOOKY. It's embroidered. It's not screen printed. It's not silk screened. It's embroidered. It's soft as fuck. Very, very high quality. Suede fleece hoodie. So there's two different designs available. Check it out. nobodylikesonions.com/store. If you're an Overdose member, you save 15% on every order anyway. So you don't even need the 10% discount code. Double it up, get an Overdose, buy a thing, support the show. Thank you.
It will not kill your dog. I don't think I can make that claim legally. It hasn't killed my dog. So if you guys want a treat,
bring me her teeth.
Hasn't killed my dog. Check the description box. Get some Whimsy's alligators. I'll get a little bit of.
Imagine him getting his $2.13 check from Amazon every month.
Lately, I really don't want to be a part of the Las Vegas comedy scene, and I really just...
That's a big clue right there. That is a big clue right there. Let me tell you what happened. I think Ty Rivera knows I was at Skankfest. He knew I was going to come back and report to you all that this motherfucker walked half the room. I shit you not. A theater, by the way, that was already sparse. He was on the midnight show. This dude walked so many fucking people. It was embarrassing cringe. Of course, he was heated and left. And now he's going to play this card. I don't even want to be here anyway. You can't fire me. I quit. That kind of bullshit. Oh, God, it's just going to get good. I'm telling you, man, this guy's out of here. Watch for the signs.
I'm going to put that out there just like that. I'm ashamed of this comedy scene. I am honestly embarrassed.
It no longer respects him, so he doesn't respect it anymore.
To say that I'm a part of this comedy scene, I think a lot of what's happening here is ass backwards, and I was at Skankfest a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now, was Skankfest 2 weeks ago. And It was great. Like, it's the opposite of what people would think. People hear the word skank and they right away think like low quality people. And the way Louis J. Gomez, one of the Legion of Skanks, because, you know, it was started by a podcast called Legion of Skanks, and they decided to have this festival. And this is like,
He's so dumb.
It's like the third or fourth one.
Sixth.
What number it is. All I know is I found out about it not too long before I actually got booked on it. I was one of the paid performers. I wasn't just there hanging out like some people were. Nothing against some of the people that were there just hanging out. And understand when I say I'm embarrassed about a lot of what's happening on the Las Vegas comedy scene, that doesn't mean I don't think there aren't any good comics here. It doesn't mean that I think that there's no potential.
Again, I've never seen anything so heavily edited. What's with all the editing? Why so heavily edited all the time? This motherfucker can't get a sentence out with having to cut part of it. Like, it's constant. It's incessant. You heard? Like, what's going on? Very weird.
On this scene. It's just a lot of what happens on this scene.
We are going to do the classic Thai speed up. This helps make up for me constantly stopping it.
To me, doesn't really make sense. And a lot of the stuff that I've called out and gotten zero to little support on, to me, doesn't make sense either. It's like people.
So he's constantly yelling at people for calling things out, but when he calls out and doesn't get support, then he's mad at the community. Classic baby cope. Cope, baby. Baby cope.
Want to be popular with people that don't really matter in the industry in general. People that aren't really going to do anything for you. It's just kind of trying to be locally popular. And that's something, even when I was in LA, that I just wasn't ever trying to be locally popular, because I don't think you should have to do that when you're a talented person. And I don't think you have to do that when you're a talented person. Like me, I go up and I let my talent speak for me for the most part. Like, yeah, I do Unbothered stuff online. I've been concentrating more on content creation. And some weeks, well, last week I wasn't the best about that because I really did have this on my mind, what I was thinking about the Las Vegas comedy scene and where I'm at with it. Because what I was going to tell you guys was Skankfest was started by Legion of Skanks. Louis J. Gomez, who's one of the Legion of Skanks guys, he talks about the Skanks, you know, their fans, like they're, you know, the lowest of the low, and that's the way he jokes with them, and that's like their running thing. But then you go to Skankfest, everybody's very respectful. It is a lot of comedy nerds, which I use the word nerds in the best way possible.
Let me guess. Somehow he went to Skankfest. Just make a prediction. Because it's been a couple weeks since Skankfest. He just said, you know, I'm sorry I haven't been making content lately. I've just been thinking. I bet he went to Skankfest like, you know, Louis J. Gomez started this from his podcast. And by the way, I have not seen this 100%. I have not seen this show. I can't watch them twice. I used to watch them and then, like, you know where we were going. I really have no idea where this goes. So I think there's going to be something here like, I need to create something like Skankfest. Deep down, like he's going to think like, this is close to what I should be actualizing in my life. CF is here. Ugh, I dread even reading it. Everything wrong with the Las Vegas comedy scene is Matt Chavez trying to shake his hand. This wasn't one of his clearer videos. There's a lot wrong with the scene that's not talked about here. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Hold on here. If I have a trick-or-treater right now, this is crazy. I've already turned my meat grinder off. You know what I mean? Got him confirmed. Here we go. Oh, fuck. I always hit the wrong button. I do a comment, you know?
In this instance, because it is a lot of people that just really care about comedy and podcasts, and they're not worried about political correctness. If you're a cool person, if you're a good person, they're going to read that, and they just enjoy your comedy. They just enjoy.
And if you walked half the room. I'm not saying it. The first show I ever went to was Wise Guys, and I came back and told you guys, Ty went up, was very professional, did his jokes, was very funny, and killed it. I can't lie. He walked half the room. And I've never seen somebody dart more quickly.
sometimes your edgier perspective too. So it was a lot of freedom, and it was a really good situation. I did 2 shows. Both of them were in the tank. I had a really good time. It was exactly what I needed because I got to see a bunch of friends that I don't always get to see. You know, I got to see Godfrey, who I haven't seen since I worked with him. Well, I saw him once since I worked with him in Tempe. I featured for him at the Tempe Improv years ago, and we had a really good time catching up.
If I knew he knew Godfrey, I talked to Godfrey that night. And I would have gone, what do you think about this Ty Rivera?
Tim Dillon, obviously. I saw Eric Griffin. I saw Jeremiah Watkins, Jessica Michelle Singleton. Just a bunch. I got to actually chat with Corinne Fisher from the Guys We Fucked podcast. And I had met her back in outside of Portland. We were performing somewhere in Oregon. And I didn't know anything about her podcast or anything. She was just a cool girl that did a guest set and super fun. And we didn't get to talk very much because
6 months
she was heading
later.
somewhere. And so she did her guest set, and then she had to leave before the show was over, and I was headlining the show. And so we didn't really chat backstage at Skankfest, and it was a really good situation. One thing, though, that did get on my nerves, and I'll probably put this in the title, is Matt Chavez, the owner of the LA Comedy Club, or one of the owners of the LA Comedy Club, tried to approach me. And that didn't go the way I'm sure he thought it was going to go. You know, he walks up to me and he's like, hey, Ty. And he puts his hand out to shake my hand. And I just looked at his hand and I was like, what's up, Matt? And I didn't, I'm not. The thing you guys have to understand about me is if I don't like somebody or I don't respect
But it's not just about that interaction. You know what I mean? Because he has to come back and tell us. He has to come back here and tell us that he snubbed Matt. It's like, okay.
them. I'm not going to shake their hand. I'm not going to fist bump them. I'm not going to do any of that. And I've had people want to fight me over that before. I don't care. Feel how you want. Try to impose it.
No one's
on me. You want to impose on me.
He says someone wanted to fight him because they wouldn't shake his hand. Hey, man, what's up? I'm not going to shake your hand. Prepare to battle. You know what I mean? I don't want to be blatant about this, but
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
that doesn't even make sense. I've had people trying to fight me over it before, over not shaking. Okay.
I don't care. If I don't like you, if I don't respect you, I'm not making physical contact with you. You're lucky I'm even talking to you because what Matt maybe doesn't realize is the night
Stupid
before
Matt.
the kickoff party, because there was a kickoff party that was held at Backstage Bar and Billiards. I was hanging out with Freddie Correa. Freddie Correa is friends with Matt Chavez, the owner of LA Comedy Club. He's good friends with him. They hang out, him and his wife, Lizzie. I'm friends with Freddie and his wife, Lizzie. And so I'm good at keeping that shit separate, though. Like, if you tell me you're hanging out with Matt and you know I don't like Matt, I'm not always going to throw in a, well, you know I hate him. I don't care. And I don't hate
He
Matt.
does that. He does do
I
that all the time
him.
from what I
That's
hear.
something that he knows person to person. This is something that I've talked to Matt about because there were a couple situations where I was supposedly friends with LA Comedy Club, friends with Matt, friends with Joaquin. I don't really care for Joaquin either because I don't like the way that they've handled certain situations that have been specifically to do with me, and where it's not like secondhand. It's like there was only 3 people, sometimes 2 people in the conversation. It would be me and Joaquin, me and Matt, or sometimes
I
me
did
and
hear
Joaquin
Matt
and
said something
Between the
bad
3 of
about
us,
me
we all know
recently.
what's happened between the 3 of us. We all know between the 2 of us in the different instances, respectively, what's happened between us. So when I say I don't want to play like I'm friends with you, you know why I don't want to play like I'm friends with you. I haven't been to your club in a long time because I know that I shouldn't show up there and be disrespectful with people that own the club, knowing that they own the club. So that's me being the kind of person that I think that you're.
I'm actually being respectful by not touching you. COVID rules.
Don't want to be friends with them. Then why would I go to their club and be disrespectful? So what I was saying was, at the kickoff party, there was a point where me, Freddie, and Lizzie were all hanging out. And then Freddie had to go do something. Freddie and Lizzie had to go do something. Or maybe I had to do something. I don't remember. But it was like, let's meet up and have a cigarette in this particular spot. And so Freddie and Lizzie take off. I go off in my direction. I'm supposed to come back and have a cigarette with them. And then when I come back to have my cigarette with Freddie, he is sitting with Matt and somebody else, you know. But he's sitting with Matt Chavez. And like I said, I don't like Matt. So I peek around the corner. I see that Freddie's sitting with Matt, and just me being the way I am. This isn't an area I want to be around. And so
How much does this guy have to do that shit? You know? How much, like, looking around rooms and going like, I can't go to that group, I can't go hang out with that group, I can't go to that group, I don't like that guy has a problem with me, I heard he was laughing in the chat room on a podcast, I don't want to be involved with that one. This whole city, you know what I mean? What did Matt say about you? No, I just, look, if I reveal what I heard, it may give away who told me. So, but I just heard that Matt Chavez said something. I've always supported those guys, so that's crazy to me. I stay out of their lane, you know. And I thought we had that kind of mutual respect, but that's what I thought I had with Butch too. So I don't know. Maybe it's rubbing off. These guys don't know how to keep their word. I guess I don't know what's going on. I try to be a nice man, and you're lucky I'm even talking to you right now. Yeah, exactly. Small town celebrity, guys.
I just discreetly turned myself around, went back and talked to other people. At that point, I talked to Sean Patton, who I've been friends with forever, too. Another person that I was glad I got to see, but I haven't seen him in like 10 years or something like that. But it was super great to see Sean Patton. And so we were talking for a while. And so it wasn't like it bothered me at all to do that. And it wasn't like I got like a bad feeling in my stomach or something. It was
just like what a person does at a party. Oh, I saw my friend was talking to somebody I don't know or I don't get along with, so I went and talked to some other people. Imagine like doing a podcast about that. A social interaction. I went up to the register. There was somebody before me ordering, so I just waited my turn, and then when they were done, I ordered my stuff. So no big deal.
just one of those situations where I walked around the corner and I was like, yeah, I don't like Matt. And so I just went in and turned myself right back around, had a good time. There were so many people that I saw.
And then how did you orient your body? You know what I mean? It's just like, Jesus.
And Matt sees me and he knows the way that he's been with me, because in our situation, it really hasn't been a situation of me disrespecting Matt Chavez or the LA Comedy Club. It hasn't been a situation like that at all. It's been a situation of me trying to show them respect, of me trying to do things the way that I'm supposed to, and them continuously taking the wrong side and everything because we've been friends with certain people longer. And that's not something I agree with. I don't think that because...
Wrath the Butch says, for Halloween, I dressed up as Ty's sister. I just put a sheet over my head.
With somebody, you should let them know when it is they're messing up. You should every once in a while be like, hey, this may not be the best idea, which will lead to them making better decisions if they're the kind of friends that are actually open to listening. Like, there was a situation where I mentioned Michael Robertson. Michael Robertson used to work at the LA Comedy Club. Well, Michael Robertson kept messing up and kept mistreating people, which I personally have said before that I liked Michael Robertson. I don't dislike Michael Robertson.
Who the fuck is Michael Robertson?
Point, which is very rare. I say hi to him. I wave to him. But back in the day, he was
also Ty has that like condition
while he was working for
where he has to repeat people's names over and over. I like Michael Robertson. I told him I work with Michael Robertson. I have no problem with Michael Robertson. If I see Michael Robertson, I say hi to Michael Robertson. It's like, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Oh, fucking hell. Tony Hinchcliffe played a Skankfest show earlier today. At the start of the show, he didn't even recognize Ty. He made fun of his face tats. He then was like, oh, Ty. There's about 15 people putting on shows in the city. Everything wrong with the scene. Matt Chavez. This was clickbaity. Yeah. Landry Miller says, I love the idea of making this a podcast, an hour-long podcast that obviously spent 4 hours editing. This feels like a simple story that we all know he rehearsed 5 times before recording. Yeah, I mean, the editing, if anybody does editing, you understand. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anybody, it's a lot of work. So learn to develop a cadence, learn to develop a rhythm. You know, I've been doing it a long time. I'm pretty good at it. Sans coughing fits. But that's a recent development because of the weed addiction. And how could I not with this going on? He went by Mike Live. I think he got fired for fighting customers. Kyle Anderson's I like Kyle Anderson. We'd be gay buds if we were fucking. No, he's a funny guy. I met him at the comedy festival. And nice dude. He's an easy mark. If you want to shove him like out in the streets, he takes it like a bitch. Mike Robertson ran the show at the Griffin every Wednesday. LA Comedy Club guy, real close buddies with Spiro. Okay. There's so many weird little circles in this community. I fucking love it. Hey, want to see the rest of this show? Jesus Christ. You should want to see the rest of it. This nearly, almost 3-hour show dives into an insane rambling, extremely rambling show from Ty Rivera, where he's almost buttoning up everything he's ever done in Las Vegas. You're going to want to catch it over on the Overdose. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. You're going to want to join, support the show, use promo code SECRET and save a little money, okay? NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Support the show, get access to our entire archive. Been doing this since 2005, and gosh, if you think Ty Rivera is the first nut we've covered, you're not going to believe the well of wackos that we have for your disposal. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Get some, bitch.